Hello, I'm Benson and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you two products, both of them from Bosch. And this is the Atino. This is a laser level, but with a bit of a twist. And I also got the Quigo. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Again, this is a laser level, but more conventional one. I'm quite old school, so I use a spirit level for most of my work. There's a little air bubble in the middle here, so you know when to draw the line when it's completely straight. Now, don't get me wrong, laser level is really important in the construction industry. But I'm not too sure about these two products. As a disclaimer, I didn't pay for this. This is actually sent to me for free for a review, but not from Bosch themselves. I actually got them from Amazon Vine program. So I can say good or bad things about Bosch without affecting my standing. Now, usually Bosch products, they come in a easy, universal and advanced level. And both of these products is on the easy side of it. So supposed to be easier to use for home DIY, that kind of thing. But this two here is really basic. Maybe to hang up some shelves or pictures as such. So let's go through the ordinary one first. So this is Quigo. On Amazon is £55. It's quite a lot of money for a tool. Now I love my gadget and gizmo. That's why I have this channel to show you guys what your money can buy. But you be the judge of how good or bad this product is. And leave in the comment section to let me know, is it worth the money? Because £55 for a laser level is quite a lot of money. It does come with 3 years guarantee. You do need two AA batteries to power this. And it has an accuracy of plus or minus 0.8 millimeter per meter. Now inside the box, on one side you have the picture showing you what is included in your packaging. So the two AA battery is included, and I do like the way that they have no plastic packaging anymore. So this is very eco-friendly in terms of packaging. Because the laser level itself is again a cube size and it fits on the palm of my hand. And you also got a mounting system. So this is supposed to be like a quick mount, I guess. And it has a adjustment up and down with a turn knob on the side. And finally, you got the actual mounting system, which I'll show you guys later. For a very simple to use laser, you got a very thick information booklet. Obviously Bosch is an international company, so you are going to have like all the languages available. And that's it, very eco-friendly, there's no plastic. I do like that about the packaging. So this is a class 2 laser. You do have a flap here which kind of protects the mechanism inside on transport and also keep the glass clean when it's actually closed. At the bottom here you got your tripod kind of a screw mount which kind of goes onto the mounting system here. The battery compartment is actually just a plastic flap at the back, and let's put the batteries in there. And it's that easy. You just put the battery in, you fire the laser across in the crosshair. In terms of light adjustment, as long as it's not too much of an angle, it will draw a horizontal line where you need them. So in terms of actually using it at home, you will need to have a tripod or some kind of a table where you can clamp the thing onto. So you got a C-clamp here, which you just twist the back here to close the distancing here, and then it clamps. For example, I can clamp it onto my work table right here. I mean, you can, in theory, have a table and have some books and prop it up and just lay it on top. Along in is the right level of the line that you need to draw. But this mounting system is quite clever because you got a double bore clamp system. So once you undo the knob here, you can actually have it rotate to different position. You can turn this sideways. So this is quite a fluid system right here. And you can see that I put the clamp onto the laser, and that's because you got a fine adjustment on the back. For something which is like really height sensitive, you can actually use this one here to rotate and adjust the laser going up and down. It doesn't go up and down a lot, but this is kind of enough. Now if I try and fire the laser onto the other side, maybe one of the most common questions and people ask about the laser level is how bright is the laser? Can you see in daylight as such? Now here is studio light, so it is actually as bright as sunlight outside, but I will give you a little bit of comparison later on. So with the Quigo, you can do a lot with it, not just like horizontal line, there's a vertical line as well, so you can see how plump a post, for example, a fencing post, that would be something that I would be doing sometimes, or if you need to run a cable down the wall straight down, and then you can use that line to make sure that it's straight downwards as well. Or you can just use some string and a weight at the end of the string. The next product we have is the Atino. This one is a laser level with a twist, and I explain to you why once I open the box and show you. So again, very simple packaging. There is no plastic inside, which is good. Obviously the machine itself is plastic. Atino green fact. So products and accessory on this side, it shows you what it comes with. This one don't use 2 AAA. It actually use 1 AA battery. Again, it's included in the pack. And inside is a circular shape product with a tape measure built in. And then you got a plastic mounting plate. You got a even thicker instruction booklet. And that's it. This one here, you can get it on Amazon for £69.95, so around 10 quid more than the Quigo. And this one here is very futuristic looking device because it's round and you got a tape measure that you pull out. For gadget lover, I'm actually thinking, well, actually this looks quite fun to play with, but a bit complicated to use. So if you're old school like me, you look at this, you're probably thinking, what is all this fuss? You can only measure up to 2 meters. The laser length is 2.2 on the side, and it can only measure up to 2 meters. So they actually restrict you on a lot of things that you can and can't do on site. So I definitely think this is more like a DIY product. The back compartment is on the top. Let's put the battery in. One of the thing about Bosch product is that they are quality built. So, you know, they are not like flimsy thing. You can't really like rest it on the table like the square one does. This one is quite unique, so you do have to use some mounting system to have it on the wall. So let me explain to you how this laser actually works. You have a hole in the middle, so let me actually unscrew the plate on the back. So it comes with 2 mounting plates. This one here actually have a double-sided magic sticker thing. So it's one of those like the nano tape. So you actually stick this on the surface that you want to measure. Let's say you want to drill 2 holes and you want them to be on a straight line. So the first hole will be right in the middle of this donut ring here, and then it shoots a laser on the side, and then once you stick this onto the pivot point, you can actually turn it upside down, and red means that it's kind of not level, orange means it's almost there, and green means that it's actually level. So for example, if I go like this, so at this point the laser sideways is actually level, and this is too much to the top, this is too much to the bottom. And the mounting plate at the back here where the adhesive is actually a kind of a smooth kind of a dial. So you can actually turn the whole laser up and down smoothly. And that is how you use this particular laser. And it doesn't do it cross, it only do it on the right hand side of the laser. So this is a very specific unit for a very specific use. So this is actually very good for a flat non-porous surface. So for example, a tile wall or a marble kind of a surface that you can use this on. Let's say you take this plate off and change it to this particular one. Again, there is grooves on it so you can actually attach. But this one here have 2 little tiny pinholes on each side of the plastic tab, and it comes with one of these red push-in pins. Ooh. And they are really sharp. So what you do is, let's say I want to do it on my bench right here. I don't mind making holes on my bench right here. So let me turn the camera that way a bit. So let's say I have the laser leveler here and I want to mount it on the bench here so I can draw a line that way. All you need to do is push the pin through. And obviously you have 2 of them to have a strong fixing point. So once that is fixed, you turn it on. And then the laser shoots through that way. Let's say I want to make a hole here, but I want to make sure that it's dead center with this point in the middle. All you need to do is just turn the laser. Now it's too much. Turn it back the other way. It's quite sensitive. Until you get to a point where the green light on both sides. Wow, this is really sensitive. Yeah, so now this hole here is perfectly horizontal to the other side. And you can also pull out the tape. Oh, my little house is in the way. I will show you guys properly later on, but you can all pull the tape out and you can see the tape is, the laser is hitting the tape, and you know exactly where the horizontal line is. But just by pulling out the tape, I'm already made this a slightly not level anymore. So this is how you use the Bosch Atino. I think this is actually a very, very clever design, but it's also for me a bit too gimmicky. But nevertheless, I think the Bosch design team do spend a lot of time and effort designing a product for like this. Therefore, hence, they will charge you a lot of money for this as well. So next thing I want to do is I actually want to show you guys what it looks like in practice. So let's say this is an imaginary scenario here, and I want to have a horizontal line that I can work on. So let's start with the simple Quigo. Come with a C-clamp. So what I'll do is I just pretend that I have a stand right here, but actually it's the top of my chair right here, so that it can go over the top of my chair. I'm going to clamp it down so it doesn't move. And I'm going to adjust it so it points at the wall. Okay, and then I'm going to just flip the cover open. And then the laser now is blinking. And then it stopped blinking. So now there is a cross on the wall, but it's not where I want it to be. I need it to be higher, so I don't know how much higher I need it to be, but I can actually adjust the mount by turning the knob here, which will give me about, I think, 4 to 5 centimeters higher. When the pendulum is trying to self-adjusting, it will blink the red, but once it stops leveling, then it will be stable. So now I have a solid red line going across there and going downwards as well. Now the problem when using this kind of a crosshair light is that you can't really shine it upwards. So even if I tilt the machine upwards, it will not work. So you really need to have it almost horizontal. It will actually level a little bit for you. So if it is a little bit out, the line will always be horizontal for you. But let's say if I want to draw a line here on the wall, you actually have to physically lift the laser up to a level where you want it. And then you can adjust it up and down with the little knob on the side here. But basically that's what the laser level do. And you can see that my wall here is almost straight. Now the Atino is different. It doesn't shoot a cross hair out. It actually is just shoot one line. You can see the laser actually ends there. And the manufacturer do say that it only have a 2 meters range. And it looks like it can't do too close either, because there is a gap on the laser between here to there. But you can also pull the tape out when you need to do the measurement as such. And I think this is still a bit hard to understand how you do it in practice. So you know what I do is, let me show you this trick that they have. So it comes with 2 needles here, and I don't mind puncturing 2 little holes just for the sake of this video here. But they're supposed to be quite a fine needles anyway. Let's say I want to hang a picture here. And if you are just looking to hang the picture horizontally, you can use the top beam here as a guide. But let's say I want to make 2 holes on the wall with a precise difference between them. So what you need to do is make sure that the first hole that you're going to draw is going to be in the middle of this donut. But you use the pin to pin it down on the wall. Okay, so now the machine is actually on the wall itself, and you want to kind of level it out by turning the donut up and down. So now it's showing green, and the laser is directly horizontal. So now I can measure out. Let's say I want to do this in a distance apart. You pull the tape out. At this point, we'll be exactly 40 centimeters away from the dot over there, and it's directly horizontal. So that's the donut. That's the laser coming out, which should be horizontal, true horizontal. And you can also pull the tape out without disturbing the donut too much. And you know exactly the distance where to drill your hole of 40 centimeters. And that's the gist of using this particular gadget. It's really, really sensitive. So even if I move it slightly, it will show you that you're no longer level. And you can see that the way it's mounted on the wall is by pushing in 2 pins. Obviously, you will leave behind a hole behind. In terms of how bright the laser, can you use it indoor with studio light? Yes, you can. So that's the laser under studio light. And to answer one of the most common questions, is the laser strong enough to use in daylight? In my shadow, yes, when it's so close to the wall, but as soon as I move it away, it faded. So by the time you move a meter away, you can't hardly see it on the wall anymore. Let's say if I move from my shadow, even when it's close, there's no chance you can use this. So this is not to be used in direct sunlight. But today is exceptionally bright, so might not be a fair comparison. But nevertheless, I want to show you guys so you can be the judge of how good or how bad these kind of devices are. And I will show you the same about this Atino. So the laser is actually on. You can see in my shadow, the laser is there. But as soon as I move away from the laser, you can't see that anymore. So yeah, not really usable in daylight. So this will be the end of my video, and thank you very much for watching. So what do you guys think? Is it any good? Now in terms of this product, me personally, I'm going to stick with my spirit level for most of the time that I do my DIY stuff. They are quite lengthy to set up, but once you set it up, it is like, really good design too. Maybe just a bit too advanced for me. At £50, £60, it is a lot of money for one gadget. So leave it in the comment section, let me know, would you buy one? Thank you very much for watching. I can't wait to see you next time with more interesting gadgets. Bye bye. Gadgets light as fire, he's got a knack. DIY runs in his veins, there's no turning back. 2 kids by his side, a family so tight, a loving wife who's his beacon of light.